Hey everyone and welcome to the club. Today I'll be showing you how to draw the Gladiator Hulk from Thor Ragnarok. Let's get started in the center of our page with the eyes. So I'm going to get started on the left side with the eyelid. So we're going to start on the outside, I'm going to curve down and in. Now from here I just want to turn up a little frown line. So just curving up and inwards. Let's leave a small gap in the center and draw the same thing on the right. So starting from the inside of the frown line, we're going to curve down and out. And we're going to curve up and out towards the right for the upper eyelid. Now we're going to tuck the eyes in underneath the eyelid. So on the left side here, we're going to step in just to leave a little overlap. And draw almost like a little half circle coming down and then up and towards the corner of the frown line. We'll do the same thing on the right. From here, we're going to push the pupils in towards the center here. So we're going to draw another half circle. So leaving a gap on the outside. We're going to curve down and then just pull that up towards the frown line. Do the same thing on the right. On the top left, we're going to draw another half circle for the highlight. So at the top here, we're just going to draw a curve going around and then back up. Now we just want to line this up on the right side. So this is going to get tucked in underneath the eyelid. Just curving around. Now let's color the pupils in black. Let's move in towards the center and draw the nose. So we start down here with a little U shape. Starting from the left, curve down and then up. On the left side, we're going to step down and just draw in the nostril. So a little curve, almost like a C shape. We'll do the opposite on the right side. And then up in the middle here, I'm just going to draw a little curve for the wrinkle of the nose. Just below the nose, we're going to draw in the mouth. So we're going to start with a curve from left to right, going down and then back up. Now we're going to curve down and out towards the side of the mouth. Curving down. Now we're going to draw on the bottom part of the lip. So from this end here, we're going to step up, curve up and in towards the middle. I just want to round the center of the lip, coming down towards the right and then back up underneath that curve. Let's give him some teeth. So on the left side here, about halfway along this curve, I'm just going to curve in towards the center. We'll do the same thing on the right side. And then we're just going to cross this like a T, just down the middle. And then we're going to color in the corners black. On the inside edge of the eyes, we're going to draw a little eye bag. So starting up here on the inside, we're going to curve down and then just pull that out. We'll do the same thing on the right. Now let's go ahead and draw on the inside edge of the helmet. So starting just above the frown line, we're going to draw a straight line going across. From here, we're going to angle up and out. Now we're going to come down and out towards the eye. And then we're going to go out towards the side, so just past the eye. Go up in an angle on both sides. From the ends, we're going to curve down and around the eyes for the inner part of the jaw flap. So go around and then just pull that in. Do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to curve around again the mouth. So on the left side, we're going to go around and then down towards the bottom. And we're just pulling this in slightly. From the ends, I'm going to draw two short lines going up, aiming towards the nose. This is going to be the inside edge of the jaw flap. Now we're going to go back to the top and just trace these two curves coming down towards the end of that little line. So starting on the top, we're going to step in, just draw a trim going all the way around, and then down towards the bottom. Let's move back up towards the top of the helmet. So in the center here, I'm just going to draw a straight line going up. Then from here, I'm just going to cross this like a T. Now we're going to come down on the sides with a slight angle to line up with this point here. Now we want to take the ends and draw a straight line coming down towards this point. Let's add a little bit of detail in here. From these two corners here, we're going to draw a short line coming in. And then we're going to angle it down towards the center line. Now let's duplicate that just below here. So we're gonna leave a little space coming out. And then again, we're gonna angle down towards the center. Let's continue working up towards the top of the helmet. So from this corner, I'm just gonna step in and draw a curve going up and then in. Do the same thing on the right side. Now from here, we're gonna draw 2 straight lines coming in to right about there. Now we're gonna draw 2 angle lines coming in towards the center, so coming down in towards the middle. Let's add that little fur detail at the top here. So from these 2 ends, I'm gonna start on the left side, I'm gonna curve up and out towards the left. On this point, I'm gonna curve up and out towards the right. Now I'm gonna connect those 2 points with a curve, but along the way, I'm just gonna add a little notch. So curving up, right here, I'm just gonna draw a little V. And then we'll continue over towards the right side. Let's add a little bit of texture to the fur. So in the center, I'm just gonna draw a short line coming up. And then on the right side, I'm just gonna curve over towards the right. And then we'll do the same thing on the left. From the top, I'm just gonna pull a couple curves coming down on the right side. Now let's move down and draw on the side of the helmet. So from these corners, I'm gonna step down and curve down towards the side. So from the left, we're gonna step down, curve down and out towards the left, making sure that this point comes past this corner right here. Do the same thing on the right side. Going down, and then out again past this point here. Now we're gonna come down towards the jaw flap. So on the left side, I'm gonna curve around and then down just a little bit higher than this point here. So curving around the side and then start to pull it into right about there. We'll do the same thing on the right. Curving around and then pulling that down to the same height as I have on the left. Now we're just gonna connect these 2 ends to the inside with a straight line. Let's go ahead and add a little bit more detail. From these 2 corners, we're gonna curve down and then in towards the top right here. On the left side, we'll curve down and then just pull that in. Let's add the chin in between these jaw flaps. So halfway along this line, I'm gonna curve down in the middle and then aim up on the right side. Now up here, just below the lip, I'm gonna draw a little curve, just for the wrinkle of the lip. I wanna move back up here and draw on some eyebrows. So from this corner, I'm gonna step in and curve down just towards the frown line, leaving a little gap on the inside. From here, I just want to taper back up. So it gets thicker as we come back up. We're going to fill that in black. Now let's do the same thing on the right. Starting from the inside, curve up and out, go back to the center, and then taper back up. We're going to go ahead and fill that in black as well. Let's add a little bit more detail to the helmet. So I'm just going to add 2 little boxes on the side here. So from this corner, I'm gonna step down and just follow that same curve, going up and in. I'm gonna step down and draw that same curve. I'll connect those 2 points with a straight line. Let's do the same thing over on the right. So curving down. From here, I'm just gonna draw a short straight line and then curve back out towards that curve. I just wanna accentuate the cheeks underneath the jaw flaps. So from the corner, we're gonna step down and just curve down and in. Just on both sides, 2 little hooks coming down. Okay, so now that we got the head, let's work our way down towards the body. The first thing I want to do is draw that big shoulder pad on the right side. So just underneath the chin on the right side, I'm going to draw an angled line coming down and in. From here, I'm going to square off the bottom, going out. Now we're going to come up in an angle, going out. Now I'm going to follow that same angle on the inside, on the outside here, going up to right about there. And I'm going to pull this in underneath the jaw flap with a straight line. Now from this point here, I want to draw a straight line going across to the inside. Then we're going to add some ribs on the top here. So along this line, I'm going to step in, draw another line on the inside. We'll do the same on the outside. I want to add 1 strip down the center. So 2 straight lines side by side. Now we can go in and draw on the sides of the body. So I'm going to start underneath the chin. We're going to step down and just round out the side of the body coming down to the hip. So on the left side, I'll step down, curve down and out towards the hip. We'll go to the right side. Now this is going to get tucked in underneath the shoulder armor. So we're going to step down here, curve down and out. Let's connect those 2 points with a curve. I'm going to step up. I'm going to draw that same curve just above for the belt. Now in the center here, I want to draw a half circle. Starting from the left, go up in the middle, and then down on the right. Let's add the straps going from the shoulder pad across the body. So from this corner here, I'm going to curve down and then out towards the left. We're going to step down and draw that same curve for the bottom of the strap. Now I'm going to draw one more. From this corner here, I'm going to curve across in the opposite direction. Curving down. Now from this corner of the belt, I'm going to curve up towards the right, and I'm just going to pull that down. I'm going to add a little bit of detail to the straps. So right here, we're going to add a little arrow. From the top, we're going to angle straight across to the right, and then back down towards the left. We're going to do that same thing on the right side. So we're going to step over, just duplicate it. On the bottom here, I'm just going to draw two angled lines side by side. I'm going to draw one more strap coming across in behind the top straps here. So at the bottom of the chin, I'm going to curve in behind, continue that curve, and I'm aiming towards the corner of the hip. Curving down and out. Along this belt, let's add some detail. So on the left side right here, I'm going to draw two lines straight down, side by side. Do the same thing on the right. Now let's move down and draw on the center flap. So from this little detail here, I'm going to draw a straight line coming down. Do the same thing on the right to the same height. Now from here, we're going to angle down and in towards the center. And then I'm just going to trim this out on the inside. So starting on the left. From the corners of the hip, I want to draw two angled lines coming down and out. And I'm going to curve this in behind the center flap. Starting on the left, curve up, and then the same thing on the right. And then we're going to add that same trim like we did in the center, just above. Now we can tuck the legs in underneath the flap. So from the center, we're going to step out and draw a curve coming down towards the heel. So on the left side, we'll curve down and out towards the left, then down and out towards the right. We're going to round out the bottom of the feet. So from the heel to the toe, we'll draw a curve. Do the same thing on the right side. Now from here, I want to curve up towards the top and then pull it down. We're not going to go all the way down though. So on the left side, we'll go up. I'm just going to pull that down to right about here. Do the same thing on the right side, going up and then down. I want to add a little sole. So from this curve, we're going to step up and just duplicate it right up above. And then these curves, I'm just going to pull them down towards the top of the sole. Let's add a few toes in the front of the sandal here. So on the left, we're just going to curve around, almost like a C shape. Step over. We're going to draw this 3 times. Now on the right side, we're going to go in the opposite direction, starting from the inside, and then work our way out. From the top of this curve, I'm going to curve out and just taper towards the sole. Starting on the left, we'll curve out, and then down. Then I'm going to add one more strap on the inside, so angling up towards the inside of the leg, we'll draw one line, and duplicate it right below. Then underneath the side flaps, we're going to curve the side of the leg down towards the top of the foot. So on the left corner here, we're going to step in, curve out, and then down. About halfway up the leg, we're going to draw the top of the boot. So on the left side, we're going to curve down, and then back up on the inside. We're going to draw the front of the shin pad. So up here, we're going to curve down towards the top of the foot. Do the same thing on the right. Now let's add a little strap on the inside. So we're going to take this curve and just duplicate it right below. Then from this bottom corner, I'm going to curve across to the inside of the leg and then duplicate that curve just above. We'll do the same thing on the right. So stepping down, curve to the inside. Now from this point here to the inside of the strap, we'll just connect it with a curve. Step up and then just duplicate that. Just on the outside here, I'm going to draw in the kneecap. Just a little curve going across. In between the hip flap and the center flap, I want to draw a little curve. So right up here, we're just going to curve down and in. Let's move back up and draw on the arms. Now on the left side, he'll be holding the hammer. On the right, he'll be holding the axe. So let's start with the shoulder on the left side. So just underneath the jaw flap, I'm going to curve out and then down. Now I'm going to curve in the opposite direction towards the wrist. From here, I'm going to draw on the thumb. So from here, I'm going to curve up pull that down. Now I'm gonna curve up and pull it all the way up towards the top. We're gonna stack the fingers along behind the thumb. So on the side of the thumb, we're gonna curve out and then pull that back in. It's almost like a half oval. Step down, we'll draw the second finger going around and then in behind the thumb. We'll do that one more time. We're gonna draw the handle of the hammer in behind the fingers in an angle going out. So let's start at the bottom here. We'll draw two short angled lines coming down, connect the bottom with a curve. Now I just want to draw the tip of the handle, so we're going to step up and draw another curve. We're going to continue these two lines coming up towards the hammer. So the outside line is going to go up above the fingers, and then on the inside just above the thumb. From here I'm just going to cap it off with a straight line going across. Now in the middle I'm going to draw a straight line going up in that same angle to the top of the hammer. We're going to draw that same length line just above. Now from these ends I want to angle up and out with a short line. And then we'll do the opposite along the bottom. From these two ends we're going to angle down to a point. So on the top we'll come out towards the center, and we're going to come back down with a straight line towards the bottom. Let's do the opposite on the right side. On the four sides here, we're going to draw in the bolts. So start on the top. Right in here, we're going to draw two lines coming out. We're going to connect those with a curve. And do the same thing to all three sides. Two straight lines, and then a curve. Now at the top here, we're just going to draw one more peg. So the left of that center line, we'll draw a straight line, then one on the right. We'll connect those 2 points with a curve. Now let's move down and finish off the bottom of the arm. So in behind the handle, we're going to curve up towards the wrist. We're going to step down. Now I'm going to curve this in behind the body. About halfway along the forearm, right up here, I'm going to curve in and then down towards the bottom. I'm going to add a little trim on the inside. Now let's go to the right and draw that same arm flipped over. So we're going to start with the shoulder. It's going to come down here towards the inside of the elbow. We're going to curve in the opposite direction towards the wrist. Now we're drawing that same thumb. Starting right here in the wrist, we'll go up, down, and it's going to pull that up towards the top. Now we're going to stack the fingers on the side of the thumb. So on the side here, we're going to curve out and then in. Do another finger going around and then in behind the thumb. And we'll draw that one more time. Now we're going to draw the center of the axe in behind the finger. So in that same angle, draw two lines coming down from the bottom of the finger. We'll cap off the bottom with a curve. Let's draw that little detail. We're going to step up and draw another curve just above. We're going to follow these two lines coming up towards the top of the axe. Starting with the inside, go up, and then on the outside. Let's cap off the top with a curve. Now we're going to draw on the top of the axe. From this corner, we're going to step down, curve out and up. Do the same thing on the outside. Now we're going to flip this over along the bottom. So stepping down here, curve down, and then same thing on the right. Let's connect those 2 points with a curve for the edge of the axe. And we're just going to add a trim on the inside, so it's following that same curve. Now let's draw on the bottom part of the arm. So in behind the handle, right down here, we're going to curve up towards the wrist. We're going to step down and then curve in behind the body. We're going to add a little strap in the forearm here. Starting up here, we're going to curve across, step in. Then we're going to draw the arm sleeve just up here. So from this part of the arm, we're going to curve down and then in, and we'll trim it out just above. And there we have it. There's the Gladiator Hulk from Thor Ragnarok. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send us your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.